How's everybody doing? So, I don't know if anybody noticed, but there's a weird guy in a white coat standing in the room with you. Did you notice? There's a weird guy in a white coat. My name is Laser Lee. And before we get started, I want to get everybody else's name too. Although, wait a minute. There's a lot of you. And it's going to take me a really long time to go all the way around the room and get everybody. It's going to take like a week to do that. So here's what I'm going to do to save time. I'm going to count to 3, and I want everybody to say their name at the same time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now I get everybody's name. I'm good. Here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to make this card disappear. I know. I think it's cool too. Who thinks I can do it? Raise your hand. Oh, thank you. Wait, who doesn't think I can do it? Actually, I'm not sure if I can do it yet. Oh, I need a magic word. Someone raise your hand if you have a good magic word. What's a good magic word? What's a good magic word? Oh, you changed your mind. Who has a good magic word? Do you have a good magic word? Abracadabra. I've heard that one before. It usually works. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to count to 3, and I want everyone to say abracadabra, and the card's going to disappear. Here we go. Count to 3, abracadabra. 1, 2, 3. Wow, that was really good. I did it on the first. Maybe it was the magic word. I'm going to blame you. Maybe it was magic word. I'm just kidding. It's not your fault. Let me try a different magic word. Who has a different magic word? Do you have a different magic word? Hocus pocus. Oh, we'll try hocus pocus. Okay. I'm going to count to 3. I want everyone to say hocus pocus. This time it's going to disappear. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I thought I said. Last try, count to 3, Mickey Mouse card's going to disappear. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I know I ripped it, but it's gone, right? Hang on. It's gone now. Alright, wait a minute. It's gone now. I don't know if I can rip it anymore. Hang on. Is it gone? Alright, clearly the magic is not working for me. I need to. Oh, what if I throw it in the trash? Will it disappear? Wait a minute. Will it disappear? Or will it just be in the trash? Oh, what if I eat it? If I eat it, will it disappear? Or will it just be in my stomach? Oh, I got an idea. What if I burn it into tiny little pieces? Do you think it would disappear? Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to see if I can burn this into tiny little pieces. Do you think it'll disappear? Before I do that, though, I don't know if anybody's ever seen. Has anybody ever seen one of these before? This is called a lighter. I need someone to raise their hand and tell me what you do with a lighter. I see a lot of kneeling people, so I'm going to wait till everybody's sitting back down. Do I call on kneeling people? I only call on the sitting people, right? Good. And what's rule number 1? How many people should be talking right now? So I'm going to wait for one person to be talking. Let's see what's this. There's 50 people talking. There's 37 people talking. There's 22 people talking. There's 17 people talking. 9 people talking. 4 people talking. 2 people talking. 1 person talking. Somebody tell me what you do with a lighter. What do you do with a lighter? You light stuff? Well, that's what I do with a lighter. Light a candle, that's what I do with a lighter. That's what moms and dads do with a lighter. That's what grandparents do with lighters. That's what teachers do with lighters. What do you do with a lighter? Oh, 1 person talking at a time? Oh, I'm going to wait to say that again. Say it one more time as loud as you possibly can. And what is your name? Giant round of applause for Madison. Thank you, Madison. disappear this way. This will be really cool if this works. Whoa! Do you think the fire's out? Who thinks the fire's out? Raise your hand. Why would the fire be out just because I put a cover on it? Fire needs something to burn. The same thing that we need to breathe. What do we need to breathe? Do we breathe water? What do we breathe? What do we breathe? We breathe air. I need someone very brave to check to see if the fire's out. I see a lot of kneeling people. Do I call them kneeling people? I call them the sitting people who would like to help. Would you like to check for me? Come on. Back to me. And what's your name? Shauna? Hi, Shauna. Do me a favor. Could you put those on? Just in case the fire's not out. But we just took away all of the air, so the fire should be out. I'm going to pop it open. Let me know if the fire's out. Is the fire out? Okay. Can you grab that? Can you hold that really high and show everybody? Can I have a little applause for Shauna? That was awesome, Shauna. Thank you so much. You can have a seat. Can anybody tell me the difference between a magician and a scientist? But if you tell me, you have to do this with your hands. Who can tell me the difference between a magician and a scientist? In the light blue shirt, all the way in the very back of the room, can you tell me the difference between a magician and a scientist? Yep, I'm listening. Oh, did you change your mind? Actually, this guy's going to take over for you. Now it's your turn. Go for it. What were you saying? I'm listening to you. Yes. A magician, you have to do the hands, though. You have to do the hands. Yeah, good. Keep it moving. A magician does magic, and don't hit the guy next to you. And what does a scientist do? Other hand on the side. What do? Do they do tricks? Oh, good. And very good with the hands, by the way. Yeah. When a magician learns how to do something, do they tell people what they know? A magician's job is to keep secrets. When a scientist learns how to do something, do they tell people what they know? Yeah, that means I get to tell you how this stuff works. So, do you want me to try something that I can tell you how it works? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try an experiment. But for this, I need a helper. But before you raise your hands, in order to help me out with this, you have to meet a certain condition. Here's what I need before you raise your hand. Has anybody here ever been to the amusement park before? Or a fair, or a carnival, or someplace with rides? Okay, good. Anybody here ever want to ride one of the big rides, like the roller coaster? Okay, good. Has anybody ever seen the signs that they have out in front that says you must be this tall to ride? Okay. For this experiment, I need someone who's under a certain height. I need someone who's shorter than right about somewhere around the neighborhood of the general listening. I need somebody this big. Anybody? So close. Like, maybe the people really far away. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find anybody this big. But you know what? It's okay. I brought a friend of mine who's about this size. Egbert. Someone raise your hand and tell me anything you notice about Egbert. What do you notice about Egbert? Egbert's an egg. Egbert's a hard-boiled egg. Egbert's a hard-boiled egg with no shell on him. Now Egbert has a problem. This is Egbert's house. This is where Egbert lives. What's the problem? Yeah, I can't think. Does anybody have any ideas how I can get Egbert into his house? If you have an idea, raise your hand. How can I get Egbert into his house? What do you think I should do? Just squish him right in? Who thinks that will work if I squish Egbert right in? Who doesn't think that will work? You just did something that all scientists do. You just made a guess. Who guessed that squish him in will work? Who guessed that squish him in won't work? How do I find out if your guess is right? And there's a special word for that too, and I've already said it. It's a word that starts with an E, it starts with an X sound. I have to do an X. Who is paying attention? Good, I have to do an experiment. I'm going to do an experiment to see if your guess is right. That's what all scientists do. I'm just going to squish Egbert down and see if he will go. It's a good idea, but I don't think it's going to work. Does anybody know what's in Egbert's house? Look really close. I'll give you a hint. You can't see it. Let's see, so if there's water in it and I do this, you're going to get rid of it. Oh, but there's no water in there. So it must be something else. What else is in there? Yes. There's air in there. So what do you think it is that's keeping Egbert out of his house? The air. Every time you push down on Egbert, there's a whole bunch of air there pushing back. So what do I need to get rid of? Air. Can I pour the air out? I'll just pour the air out. That'll work. Oh, wait, let me put it.
It won't work.
Wait, can I pour the air out? No! Air's everywhere, right? I've got an idea. Has anybody here ever heard of molecules? Do you think molecules are really, really big, or do you think molecules are really, really small? Molecules are super, super small. Everything in the world is made of molecules. Are you made of molecules? Am I made of molecules? Is Egbert made of molecules? Is air made of molecules? Everything's made of molecules. Now, if I told you guys that it were really, really cold in here, if it were cold in here, would everybody get closer together or farther apart? Probably close together. What if it were really hot? Would you get close together or far apart? Far apart. Molecules do the same thing. So if I get these molecules hot, will they get close together or far apart? Far apart. And if they get far apart, do you think some of them will leave Egbert's house? Do you think we'll have room for Egbert then? Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a piece of paper, and I'm going to take my lighter, which you do what with?
No!
Excellent, nothing. You leave it alone, good. And I'm going to take my piece of paper, I'm going to carefully light it, and I'm going to put it inside Egbert's house. I'm just going to get those air molecules nice and hot so they'll spread out, and hopefully we'll have room for Egbert. But first I'm going to set Egbert down, and I'll pick him up so you get a better view. Get my piece of paper, get my light. Oh, I got to get Egbert out of the way, you're right. Make sure that's going. Get those air molecules nice and hot. They're going to spread out, leave Egbert's house, and we got plenty of room for Egbert now. All we have to do is get rid of the air. I think we've got another problem. We went through all that trouble to get the air out and get Egbert in. Okay, does anybody have any ideas? How I can get Egbert out? Breaking the glass is not an option. Raise your hand if you have a suggestion. What do you think I should do? Who thinks that will work? Can I just hit the bottom? I get the ketchup bottle. Let's give it a shot. Alright, someone raise your hand and tell me, how can I get a whole bunch of air into Egbert's house? What should I do? How can I get a whole bunch of air? How can I get a whole bunch of air in there? I don't want water in there. I want air in there. How can I get a whole bunch of air in there? What do you think I should do? Say that nice and loud? Oh, I'm going to ask you to hold on just one moment. A lot of people are shouting out their answers, and I couldn't hear what she was saying. She thinks Sierra is as crazy as I am. Even Sierra raised her hand. Who thinks Sierra is as crazy as I am, but it might work anyway? Okay, Sierra. Here's what I'm going to do to see if your guess is right. I'm going to do an experiment. I'm just going to blow the air right back in. This is weird, Sierra. Can I have a round of applause for Sierra, who is absolutely right? Good job, Sierra. Very good. All we have to do is put the air. This is right. We have to do try it. An experiment. Good. All right, here's what I need you to do, Ethan. Now, everybody has a job to do, so listen carefully. Ethan, I need you to open up the bag, and I need you
you to put them right over your mouth, right up against your face so the air can't sneak back out good. And I need everybody to count breaths along with Ethan. Is everybody ready to count? All right, here we go. Go, Ethan. 1, good. 2, awesome. 3, keep going. Excellent. It would be funny if you passed out, but it's not what I'm going for. Actually, Ethan, you did an awesome job. Hold that up nice and tight, Ethan. Don't let your air back out. I'm going to squeeze all of the air that you just blew all the way down to one end of the bag. And that's 20 breaths. That's 20 Ethan breaths. So I'm thinking it's hold it nice and tight. Hold it nice and tight. Yeah, just like that. That's perfect. When I asked Ethan to blow up the bag, I asked Ethan to put the bag up against his mouth. Did I do that? No, I stood way back here, didn't I? A long time ago, there was a scientist that figured out that whenever air starts to move really fast, any air that's not moving, like the air in the room, starts to follow the moving air. So I stood back here and I blew nice and fast into the bag, and all of this still air started to follow my air into the bag. I tell you what, I'll do it one more time, and if you watch really closely, you might be able to see a wave of air go all the way down to Ethan, and then bounce all the way back to me. So hold it just like you did last time, Ethan. That was perfect. Everybody see if you can spot the wave of air. Everybody watching? Here we go. Did you see it? You can go ahead and let go of the end, Ethan. You may let go. And can I have a round of applause for Ethan, who did a very good job. You may haven't seen Ethan. Thank you for your help. You did awesome. Round of applause for Ethan. That was awesome. Good job, Ethan. You guys are doing awesome. Right, Cleo? Could you tell me what that is? It looks a lot like an egg, doesn't it? But it bounces. It's actually a ball. It's a ping pong ball. Now, here's what I need you to do. I'm going to hold the ping pong ball right here, and I'm going to count to 3 and let it go. Now, your job is to make sure it doesn't touch the floor when I drop it, okay? Are you ready? Arena, is that your name? Is it Arena? Alina, beg your pardon. Alina, is that right? Okay, Alina. I'm going to hold this right here, let it go. Don't let it touch the floor, Alina. Here we go. 1, 2, and you know what? You can't use your hands. No, can't use your hands. I've decided you can't use your hands. Yeah, can't use your hands. You can't use your feet. Can't use your head. Can't use your clothes. You may not touch it in any way, but you have to keep it in the air without touching it. Wait a minute. Yeah, I don't think you can do it. Is there any way that she can do it without touching it? What she should do? What do you think? Any ideas? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's okay. You know, it doesn't have to go all the way to the ceiling, Lena. Don't just hold it right here. Just try it again. Just keep it right about here. We go. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, I have an idea. Could you hold on to that for just a moment for me? Don't go anywhere. I will take the ball, and I'm going to give you the hairdryer. Could you hold this just like that for me? There you go. And I'm going to turn around this way so everybody can see. There we go. And hold it just like that. Oh, that's perfect, Alina. You're doing great. Don't move a muscle. You're doing fantastic, Alina. Hold it just like that. You're doing great. Sitting in their seats. Everybody promise you're going to stay sitting? Excellent. Made out of? You can all answer this one. Water. Water turns to ice when it gets down to 32 degrees. What I have in here is ice, but it's not frozen water. It's frozen something else. What is it that we breathe in? Air. Does anybody know what's in the air that we like to breathe? It starts with an O. Oxygen, good. We breathe in oxygen and we breathe out something else. I'll be very impressed if someone knows what we breathe out. Do you know what it is that we breathe out? What do we breathe out? Oh, change your mind. I'll give you a hint. It's 2 words. Has anybody ever heard of carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide is 109 degrees below zero. You'll notice I have some gloves on my hands because this ice is so cold you can't touch it. So before I show you my frozen carbon dioxide, I'm going to ask a special favor. It's not for a helper. In fact, it's for the opposite of a helper. It's for all my friends up front here. If I should drop a piece of my ice on the floor, should you pick any up? Don't pick any up if I drop some because you don't have gloves on like I do. Only people with gloves are allowed to touch the frozen dry ice. Should I pick it up for you? Should I show it to you? Would you like to see it? Okay. Let me show you some frozen carbon dioxide. This is frozen carbon dioxide. It's not water. It's like frozen air. Now, if I leave a chunk of regular ice on my table, what would happen to it? Yeah, it would melt and turn into water. And what happens when I leave a puddle of water there for a long time? Does it stay there? Where does it go? That goes in the... I heard somebody say a word. What is that called? It evaporates. Good. Frozen carbon dioxide doesn't melt. It doesn't turn into a puddle. It all just disappears and goes into the air. If I leave this on my table for a few hours, it won't make a puddle. It'll all just disappear and go into the air. Sometimes we can get it to do that even faster by putting it in warm water. So I brought a little bit of warm water, like this. Has anybody ever seen any movies or TV shows where they have potions in them? I'm going to show you how they make the potions. They take a little warm water. They take some frozen carbon dioxide, they drop it in the water, and it helps to turn into carbon dioxide gas a lot faster than just sitting on the table. And it makes a lot of fog while it does that, so it looks like a potion. This is how they make the potions in the movies. Has anybody here ever had soda before? When you drink a lot of soda, what does it make you do? You burp. What do you suppose the burp is made out of? Carbon dioxide, which means this is a burp. This is a burp in a bottle made out of the same stuff. Anyone like to taste a burp? Would you like to taste a burp? Would you like a burp? Would you like a burp? What do you think would happen if I put my finger on the end so the carbon dioxide couldn't get out? Would it stay in there forever? Where do you think it'll come out? You think it'll come out the top? Should I try it? Alright, I'm just going to block off the end there. I'm not going to let any more carbon dioxide out. See if I can get it higher. I don't know if I can get it higher outside. Before. I hope I see a lot of hands go up. I am going to try to make a bubble bath. I've got some water. I've got some soap. I'm going to put a little soap in my water. I'm going to swish it around so I've got some nice soapy water. Does anybody remember what this stuff is called? Carbon dioxide. So I'm going to put a little carbon dioxide in there with my bubble soap, and we'll see if we can get a couple bubbles. And a little bit more. Would anyone like some bubbles? like the graveyard scene. What do you suppose they used to make that? They use water and frozen carbon dioxide. So here's what I'm going to do. I've got a whole bunch of warm water in my bucket. I'm going to get a whole bunch of frozen carbon dioxide. Now, it's very important that everybody is sitting. While I add a little bit of my frozen carbon dioxide to my hot water. A little bit of, should I put any more in there? I only have one more question. This is my last question. Is everybody ready for my last question? Here we go. Did everybody have fun? You've done an awesome job. Thank you so much for letting me visit, and I hope I will see you again sometime.